All right, today we're at the Beechcraft Heritage Museum in Tullahoma, Tennessee. So we're going to see a lot of historic planes, and I can't wait. So let's get started. We're at the Authentically hangar at the Beechcraft Heritage Museum. So let's take a look around. This is the Parker Stagger Wing. It's the museum's first donated aircraft. It was manufactured in 1937 at a selling cost of $20,898. Here is the Rogers Twin Beech 18 that had a selling price of $60,000, and this particular one came off the assembly line in 1946.
Okay, so this is a staggered wing F-17D. It sold for almost $14,000 in 1939.
Okay, on this particular model, you can see a ski that they would attach underneath the plane. They could remove the wheels and the tire underneath as long as they left the landing gear in the extended position, and they could land on snow. A model similar to this was used for the Admiral Byrd Antarctica expedition.
Okay, so this is one of the oldest remaining 18S models. It was manufactured in 1938. Okay, so this is the big red. It's the end of the line for the stagger wings, and this one was manufactured in 1946.
This is the model D18S. It was the first model that rolled off the assembly lines after World War II. This hangar is a little bit bigger than the one I remember that my grandfather had. He was an aircraft mechanic in World War II, and I can remember very fondly spending time in his hangar. It was a little bit smaller, but I can remember the smell of his cigars because he smoked cigars. And it's just, I've always loved airplanes, and it was because of my grandfather. Okay, here's a Beechcraft Bonanza. This is one of the first ones built in 1947. In the museum, you'll find an exhibit on Louise Thaden. She held 3 records simultaneously, and she was the only woman ever to hold all 3 of these records simultaneously. The one for altitude, she had the first official altitude record for women in the United States in 1928. Solo duration at 22 hours in 1929, and speed of 156 miles an hour in a Wright J5 Travel Air in 1929 as well. She was also the first woman to win the Bendix Transcontinental Air Race in 1936, going from New York to Los Angeles in 14 hours and 55 minutes.
Okay, so the blue one was constructed in 1925, and then here you have the Parish Travel Air, and this one was 1928. Okay, so this is the 17R, and it was built in 1932. here we have the Collins Stagger Wing, and it was built in 1934.
Right, this is the Sion-Chet Stagger Wing. It was purchased in 1971 by Chuck Sion-Chet and was restored to this condition then. It was originally manufactured in 1936.
Okay, so this one is considered the mystery ship, and it was constructed in 1929.
This is a cutaway Bonanza. It was built for use in a courtroom display in defense of product liability lawsuits filed against the Beech Corporation. It helped to educate the jurors on how it was built, and also they were also able to provide information on how the engine worked for the combustion engines. And this display shows the types of wood that were used in the construction of the Stagger Wing. It included balsa, birch plywood, mahogany plywood, and Sitka spruce. And here's an AT-11 twin engine trainer. And here's a T-34C Mentor. Shout out to our son and daughter-in-law, TJ and Felicia, who are currently serving in the Navy. All right, and here's the U.S. Army U-21 Ute. It was used during Vietnam to transport troops, obviously not to the front lines, but back to safe areas. But shout out to our son Jeremy, who's currently in the Army. All right, and here's the Beech 2008 Starship. It was built, this particular one was built in 1994. And there were 53 produced, but in 2003 the company decided they weren't going to produce this type anymore. So you may see them around every once in a while, but they're mostly in museums now. All right, that's going to wrap it up for the Beechcraft Heritage Museum in Tullahoma, Tennessee. If you like this video, please click the like button. If you'd like to subscribe and follow us on our adventures, please do so. If you have any comments or suggestions for us, let us know. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. See you soon.
Thanks for watching.